Hey, did you hear it's gonna be freezing on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday coming up? I am here in my garage. I'm getting ready to prep my house for the freeze, and I thought that you might like to know how that gets done. Here are some things that you're gonna need. These are like plentiful over at Home Depot right now. So I would pick some of these up. They're very inexpensive. You might need something like this. It's like a tube with a, it opens up. It opens up and you can wrap some of your pipes that are exposed. You might need something like that. And then I've got insulation pipe tape, and I've got some scissors just to cut this stuff and the tape. And we're gonna go and set this up on the spigots outside. But first we're gonna go outside. Hold on. Here I am over at a hose bib. Most of the hose bibs look like this for newer homes. You can get away with using just something like this to cover it up. Again, you can buy these at Lowe's or Home Depot. They're really inexpensive and they'll save you a lot of money and keep your pipes from freezing. Okay, this has like a little component in here. It's a little ring, and I'm just gonna wrap it around this round part here. That's what makes it kind of hold on tight. And then you're gonna just tighten it as tight as you can go because you want it to seal. And so you can see here it's not sealing properly. So I gotta make sure. One thing I forgot to do was or detach the water hose, okay? Because we want like a complete seal to the wall. So we're gonna come over here, and there you go. That's good enough right there. Okay, this is one type of hose bib that you can cover with these nifty little styrofoam covers. I'm going to take you over to my well hose bib because it's a little bit different and it's going to need a different technique for covering it up. So here we are. I have a well that has a couple of water spigots outside and kind of lets me fill the pool and use for landscaping and things like that. So these are a little bit different on the hose bibs. They just come out straight out of the ground. As you can see, this is already insulated. I just left this on from last year when I did this, but now we need to cover this part. So I'm gonna make sure that I disconnect the hose, and you might want to try to empty the water out in the hose too so that doesn't freeze. Now I'm gonna, it's not a perfect situation, but I'm gonna definitely try to cover this up as best as possible here. Let's see if I can open this up. And I'm going to use this and the insulation tape to get this covered. Okay, I think I'm gonna It doesn't have to look pretty. That's one thing that you just need to remember. And so I'm going to take the tape, come around here, just want to make sure everything is covered up. There you go. So that is safe, and it is probably going to keep it a little bit warm enough to not freeze your pipes. Next up, we're going to look at turning the water off just in case your house is vacant or you think you're not going to be home, you're out on vacation, and you would like to turn the water off for the house. I'm going to show you how to do that. Stay tuned. Here we are at the water meter. Now this is if you're going to be out of town, you have a rental house that's vacant, your home is for sale and it's vacant, you might want to do this. This is just what I do. Here is a nifty tool that will help you turn the water off. If you have purchased a house from us in the last couple years, we usually give this out as a closing gift so that you have a tool to turn the water off in case you're shut off valve is a little more complicated than the one I have, but I'm just gonna use this nifty little tool here to lift this cap. I'm gonna come in here, there's a lot of stuff and I don't want to risk getting bitten by a spider, so I've got a glove on, but I'm gonna come over here and clear this out. And if you can come over this way with me and look at this little yellow lever. And so I'm gonna shut that out. I'm gonna shut that off. That's the first part of what you need to do. Now after this, we're gonna go inside the house and we're gonna run the water until the water stops running. And that means there's no more water in the pipes. So come with me and let's finish this up. Now we're back in the house and we're gonna run the water until it stops running. And that means once it stops running, it means you've run the water out of your pipes. You're safe. Maybe try that in another bathroom just to make sure there's no more water in any of the pipes, and make sure that when you come back home, you turn the water back on at the water meter, and then your water will work just fine. Another option to completely turning off the water is just stripping your pipes. We can come over here. We're gonna go just a little bit. That might even be enough. You wanna make sure that the sink is open, there's nothing covering the drain, and that the water can just go straight down, because the water's moving and that's keeping things from freezing. And the worst part of any winter is coming home from a trip or going into one of your rental properties and realizing that a pipe burst, and that is a lot of damage to your flooring, to just the whole house in general. This simple technique will help keep that from happening. Do this in the bathrooms, and especially bathrooms that are on an exterior wall, because they've got that cold air on the other side. Another thing you want to do is just open up these cabinets. Keep your thermostat at 60, 65 degrees at least, so that the house doesn't get too cold and it can keep the pipes warm. And I think you're set. Good luck, and call me if you have questions.